Hello, Super Metroid fans. Welcome to Speed Gaming 4 to the Super Metroid Choozo Randomizer 2022 tournament. We have Akaelyne versus polarbearbunny. And we've already had a lot of questions in chat already as to what we're doing, and we had that stuff posted in the chat. So we have a full countdown randomization. We have full area, and that means that well, we'll talk about it. We got a random start. We will have a random morph. I mean, there's a lot of wild settings going here. But anyways, I'm Kev Nastigs. Join with me is Sloters27. Sloters, how are you doing here this afternoon?
Kev, I'm doing great, man. I'm excited for a great matchup we have here. How are you doing this morning?
I mean, anytime I get a chance to watch some Super Metroid and call a tournament match, I'm doing really, really, really good. So, and I'm a big fan of Polar Bear Bunny, and I'm new to Akaelyne. I do not know her level of ability in this game, but I would say that Polar Bear Bunny is probably one of the favorites to win this tournament. She's a really tough opponent to face in any randomizer, especially area.
Yeah, I mean, she's a veteran of the game and randomizer, of course. She's done very well in Rando League and all the past tournaments, so definitely a formidable foe, whoever you are. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, these settings are also kind of, crazy, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, when I joined the tournament, I was just like, okay, this is a beginner-friendly tournament. But really, what that means, oh, here we got a nice gravity suit right in East Meridia, and East Meridia start. Basically, what it means is that our runners get to choose their own settings, and so you don't need a whole lot of top-level tricks to be able to complete a seed. That does not necessarily mean the seeds are going to be easy to complete at all. So a strong runner is still going to do a really good job. And here we have Gravity Suit and Morph right away. 4 items in East Meridia. So if you look at the top left, that's our major countdown. And that counts down all unique items. And that was an early morph because it was a random morph start. So with that, those major items particularly, it's just the, how did I say it? Unique items. So your beam upgrades, your suit upgrades, you see screw attack right there. You got your movement items. So pretty much everything that's not E-tanks and ammo. Full countdown does not account for E-tanks or ammo. So, we now know where 3 items are in East Meridia. There's one more left, and who knows if we'll get a chance to see what that is if we get another sandpit check. But yeah, I think these are really exciting settings, and it's really weird to start off with looks like power bombs, but no other munitions. So it'll be interesting to see what we get, whether there's going to be a hunt for super missiles or something exciting like that.
Yeah, I mean, these are a lot of good items to have early. Gravity, of course, letting us move around in water, screw attack and bombs to take care of any bomb blocks in the way. So, I mean, with the way area rando is, they may not need some of those projectiles for a little bit. So, we'll have to see when they start checking the portals shortly. I'm sure they will after they finish checking all the sand pits they can and whatnot.
I actually think our runners are really going to enjoy the start. Getting Gravity Suit early in an area rando is a particularly big deal. I think both suits are big, but I think Gravity is just a little overpowered in area because you can kind of get through hell runs with a much less of a loadout than you need for like a suitless Meridia. And I always feel like in area, there's always like a ridiculous amount of Meridia transitions you find yourself gated to. So I think the runners are going to feel pretty comfortable moving around with Gravity Suit, not having to worry about that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, West Meridian in particular almost feels kind of like a hub area where there's just not a whole lot of items there, but there's a lot of transitions that are all relatively close together. So being able to have full access to all those once they get there is going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, but our runners aren't going up because we don't have Batoon access right now. We're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to check out Batoon. No speed booster, no ice. We are going to get a. Oh my gosh, left sandpit check. Didn't happen to see what that item is. Looks like Spazer Beam. So that's a beam upgrade, and I would definitely take that early on. Offer some good DPS to your beam. And if there's not a lot of ammo in the seat and you just happen to find charge beam, I would rather have anything but a pea shooter. Yeah, Idle, I think that save by PBB is a really good one. And we do have super missiles up there, assuming that Akaelyne can get them. And nice job. You're going to do a funny little wall jump here to be able to get these items. Or you could take off Gravity Suit and do a 2-tile jump and morph. But yeah, that's a pretty. These are 2 tough items to get without Spring Ball or bombs. Nice morph right there from Polar Bear Bunny. That's not easy to do. You have to be very quick.
I like the use of the shuffle by Polar Bear Bunny there too. Rather than using a bomb to get up there, she's kind of scooting herself to the side by doing some manipulations with the angle down buttons as she's turning.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lies and Gasoline. Taking Grav off, I think, would be a lot easier for those jumping morphs, but PBB did a very, very solid job doing that. And I would be a little nervous about using too many power bombs here. I always find that, 1 pack of power bombs and no bombs, there's a lot of soft lock possibilities. But again, Polar Bear Bunny is extremely experienced and shouldn't have to worry about it.
It looks like Akaelyne completely forgoed that super and spacer upgrade, which may not be a big deal. She might run into some more supers, and that might not be like the only pack available for now. And of course, spacer's definitely not a required item to beat the game in any sense. So we have found the Kraid area though. If this is not a projectile up here for Akaelyne, then she will have to go back and get those supers unless she travels to the other portal, which might be a long track for nothing. And they are supers, very nice.
That is pretty good. PBB with 1 power bomb left should be enough. You need at least 1 power bomb to get out of here. Do we have vanilla bosses in these settings?
Yes, so this will definitely be Kraid here. They definitely have the gear to do the fight, though it is going to be a little sketchy for Akaelyne because she doesn't have that extra super pack that PBB does. So she'll have to make sure she doesn't miss too many supers here.
Farm up to make sure she has enough. That's probably smart. If you happen to catch supers in the Kraid's claw, and you can soft lock here without charge beam. Really nice quick kill there by Polar Bear Bunny. Well done.
Yeah, that can be a little tricky doing the super kill without charge beam since Kraid's arm won't be locked in place. So nice job by PBB there.
So we have no major items at Kraid. However, the janitor's closet is going to be open. Worth checking out. There could be an E-tank there, or there could be some munitions. So definitely a worthwhile check. Also, Idlechild pointing out that we will be forced to go the back of East Meridia to get out of here. So we're going to get to see Forgotten Highway pretty early. And that will hopefully open the game up a little bit where we can check some other transitions. Because an East Meridia start is really interesting when you only have 2 portals that you can check. And if you want to talk about full area, there's a certain amount of portals in each area that will link to other areas in the game. And there's our missiles. We got our trio of items there. So we will have to exit Meridia the same way we came in and, see what's over there. And kind of curious. It's most likely going to be some kind of hub that will take us to a lot of other areas. I mean, there's just not much you can do in East Meridia. Just two transitions. We don't have any way to get into Batoon, so we can't kill Dragon. We can't do any more item checks. We're locked out of we're locked out of a couple places. So I don't know. Pretty neat start.
Yeah, I gotta say it's super convenient too that they ran into Kraid at this transition here in East Meridia, because sometimes it can be a very long trek if that's like Tourian or something, and they'd have to end up coming all the way back here sometime later. But knowing that it's just a dead end here at Kraid, they really don't have to come back to East Meridia after this.
Although it is going to be kind of interesting that, without having access to Batoon and no way to kill Dragon right now, well, if they could get there, they could kill Dragon right now. It is kind of funny because they will have to come back here at some time. I wonder if, imagine a scenario where Dragon is the very last boss and they have to come all the way back here, but Tourian is like on the other edge of town. So theoretically, they could still have a lot of backtracking to do, but of course we're a long ways away from that right now.
Yeah, that's true. I totally forgot about Dragon, but going to this other East Meridia transition feels like a long trek because taking the old forgotten highway, it's just kind of a long path.
I think Meridia and Wreck Ship are very similar in that they both have two transitions, and there's like a huge distance between the first transition and the second transition. I don't know. I just find that really interesting how those two items are, those two areas have just so few portals and they're just so spaced out. When you think about it here, and is the transition right here at the top of the elevator when you leave this door?
No. Yeah, there's one more door, and then they'll be in a new area.
Two major items in criteria. Honestly, this would be a transition I'll be happy to find. We can check another portal here. We've got a lot of major items we can check. It's worth noting that we have Varia tweaks on. Oh wow, Wreck Ship. I actually, with Gravity Suit and Vanilla Bosses, I agree with this play for Polar Bear Bunny to come to Wreck Ship right now. Check these items. However, with Varia tweaks on, it's worth noting that suit restrictions are off. You can find suits in criteria. If Polar Bear Bunny wants to, she can check the Wreck Ship E-Tank location. Probably just wanted to check this major here and then go back to criteria. I don't know, it's pretty smart. Or check that item because it could be a major. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But I like this check. Right. What would you do here, Sloters?
Personally, I like what Polar Bear Bunny is doing here, scouting out the back gauntlet items. Oh, look at that suit.
Speaking of suit restrictions being off, and we have super attack.
Yeah, I would probably get that Varia immediately, and then kind of just start scoping out the portals. Probably head over to the right side of criteria because there's two portals over there you can check out, and just try to figure out the map as fast as possible at this point, because it kind of feels like they're going to be hitting go mode pretty quick here based on what we found so far.
Honestly, knowing that was Varia's suit, I probably would have just hightailed it right to Varia's suit. And, I don't disagree with this check, but I probably would have got a Varia's suit really quick and then kind of get out of criteria, maybe head to Wreck Ship. Two suits pretty fast. You're really only minus ammo for go mode once you have those two suits. I guess we don't have Batoon access yet, but I don't know how much time I'm spending in criteria. The checks are very spaced out. It's very interesting. I think that's one thing I love about these randomizers is that there's just so many different options, so many different ways you can go. I always feel like no matter what choice I'm making, I'm like, I feel like I'm making the wrong choice. We got some route deviation here. Akaelyne is deciding to commit to Wreck Ship, so I hope she remembers that Varia tweaks are on and goes and checks that Wreck Ship E-Tank location before Phantoon is dead, especially because we have no E-Tank. However, honestly, Phantoon is not that dangerous when you have the gravity suit. I feel like Phantoon only does 10 damage, but I don't know what it's like with the way suits stack up in Randomizer. I know they're a little bit more balanced than the vanilla game.
Yeah, I think there's different ways, different settings you can make for how the suits work. I think usually gravity still gives full protection against enemies. So I think you're right. I think it is 10 here. Oh, look at that charge beam at the Wreck Ship website.
Wow. So Polar Bear Bunny is going to be in go mode really, really fast because I have a feeling she's going to go to Wreck Ship after she gets her Varia suit. And I wonder how long it's going to be before Akaelyne decides to go and check this area. Probably after Wreck Ship, but who knows how much time she'll spend there. So I think two huge finds for both of our runners. I think it's more likely that Polar Bear Bunny is going to get that. Wow, look at that. High jump boots and Varia and gauntlets stacked. That's beautiful. I'm a little nervous about Akaelyne's power bomb count. I hope gets through this Batoon pretty well. Needs at least a couple power bombs, I think, getting out of here. How many do you need? 2 or 3?
You just need 2. 1 for the bomb block right in front of the door, and then another in the wreck ship shaft. Unless, you have like wave beam or something, but obviously we don't here.
And then you can farm the bowls to get a little bit more. There's the Varia suit pickup from Polar Bear Bunny. This should be a pretty safe fight with Gravity suit, but always nervy watching a runner go into Batoon with no suit, with no E-tanks. Screw attack will help. And Polar Bear Bunny is going to go to wreck ship, so I imagine she's going to find her charge beam right here, and that puts Polar Bear Bunny in full go mode. Not a comfortable go mode, but full go mode in just over 15 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she routes it from here. I mean, there's going to be some portals that are annoying to check, like the other one here in wreck ship. Maybe she'll decide to forego that one, or maybe she'll just chase it down and kind of see where it takes her from there. That's kind of the beauty of Area Rando, is there's a lot of different routing possibilities with the way the portals are set up.
That's right, Lily. I totally forgot about that. And actually, she would need one more set of power bombs to, at the very minimum, do a crystal flash clip in the Batoon. Would be really hard. Suitless CF clip is hard, but it's almost full go mode. We need some E-tanks, though. Come on, Akaelyne, you can do this. One super. Just super. There you go. All right. Do you check the back of wreck ship transition at this point, or do you go back through criteria and go and see where like moat and pre-moat, where those transitions go?
Personally, I wouldn't want to check it, knowing that I already found Kraid. It could be like Tourian or Croc that's back there, and then it'd just be like a one-way to the backtrack or like save scum or whatever. But it's a long transition to go to, so I feel like I'd rather just like press my luck and come back the way I came and check out those other transitions.
Yeah, especially because we already have the major here, and wreck ship is just very, very long to check anything. It might be smart to check like Akaelyne's doing, get this left side supers, maybe go check right side supers and see if there's an E-tank there. Yeah, Idol, I think that would have been a good idea if you had Batoon access, just going back to East Meridian, taking out Dragon, but without that access there. So this doesn't look like it's going to be too tough of a seed as far as gaining items and all that. Ooh, another Enrage, unfortunately. But this could be just a very tricky seed to route. I'm kind of hoping Akaelyne gets out to Gauntlet and finds her suit. That's 2 bosses down for both of our runners. And Akaelyne's going to find that her Varia suit is up here. So that's going to put our runners on fairly equal footing. A little bit different with routing, but, more or less, I think Polar Bear Bunny has probably a small lead, depending on what she decides to do right here as far as checks. This is probably
also
a scenario. Yeah, go ahead, Sloters.
Oh, I was going to say also to note that Polar Bear Bunny does have that spacer beam. So if they don't find plasma anywhere, she's going to have an advantage as far as DPS goes. It is possible for Akaelyne to go back and get that, but that would be, another time sink.
You kind of hope that she would find a, plasma or at least maybe wave beam or something, before having to go all the way back to East Meridia to do that. Looks like PBB is going to take a save, so I'm going to guess that she's going to save scum this portal. Could luck out, and it could be something good that she'll never have to come back to. But again, like we were saying, it's really far. You got to go all the way through Spiky Room of Death. You have to go all the way through that whole back section, the other side of Criteria, I guess you'd call it. Really long transition to check. I always feel like in these seeds, when you get something like this, that it's almost bound to be Tourian, so you'll have to come back here later. Just go really, really far for no reason.
Yeah, on the one hand, like, it would kind of hurt to like come all this way and see that, but on the other hand, knowing that it's like already there and you don't have to like mess around checking other portals once you beat all the bosses is also nice. So kind of a double-edged sword if you do end up finding it here.
So, but that's also where experience comes in. You see Polar Bear Bunny took the save right there. So if this is a dead end or it's somewhere like that she does not want to go to, just very easily just go back. And very heads up play there with no E-tanks taking out those crabs. They do quite a bit of damage. And you were right, Sloaters. You said it could be Kraken. Here it is. And Polar Bear Bunny doesn't even want to check the majors. I agree with that. It's a long fight. We already have Varia, high jump, screw attack, gravity suit, charge beam. I mean, you're not going to find anything except maybe a comfy movement item. I mean, now here's the thing. Imagine if it's speed booster and ice. If both of our Batoon items are at Croc, that's the only thing that I could see that would really trash Polar Bear Bunny. But the likelihood of that is very slim. However, with easy difficulty, I mean, who knows? Speedrunners
Yeah, I mean,
thanks for the raid. Go ahead.
I don't know how comfortable Polar Bear Bunny is with Crystal Flash clipping with or without gravity suit, but it could not be a difference. But if that is the only way to get your logical Batoon access, then that could be huge.
Yeah, that would be. Even with both suits, getting the Croc item with no tanks is possible, but you have to be very fast. I think what I would probably do in that scenario is I would go check the other items first before I check the Croc item. But I don't know. I think you could do it with no tanks. Check the Croc item. So we'll have to see if that becomes a pivotal play of the game. Meanwhile, we have a green Bryn transition. Did you happen to see where this green Bryn was? Kind of a bummer.
I did not. I was not looking at her screen.
And we got an E-tank and a reserve tank. So finally, a little bit of energy. 20 minutes in with no E-tank is kind of a brutal seed. So it was back of wreck ship. Okay. So that turns out to be a very good portal to go. I think right here after I do this, I'm even though there's a lot of stuff you can do in Pink Brinstar, I think I'm checking Heddycoons. We're 20 plus minutes in the way. I know there's only one item here, but going this direction, I think that's where I would do that. I think I would do an Heddycoons check. Might be able to get some more miners for some extra power. Still looking for another power bomb pack. If we don't get any ice, I think our runners would rather have it at the very least 3 power bomb.
Yeah, honestly, like at this point, if you're kind of like planning to go to Ridley soon too, like you want to, I mean, screw attack and gravity's nice, but like you want to have more E-tanks down there. You want to have 30 supers to make that fight super fast. So, Green Brinstar and Pink Brinstar are both like pretty dense areas where you can most of the time you'll find a lot of ammo to help out and get you up to that 30 count.
Yeah, the only item we can't check is Waterway. You know, and unless, I mean, Croc would have been logic, right? They had charge beam, so unless Speed Booster was there and we're supposed to get something neat at Waterway, but I doubt it. I would do all the other checks. You're not going to get anything bad because you need firepower and you need E-tanks. So this is a really good area to find right now. And I would not be surprised if we found some, you know, at least West Meridia or, you know, one of the Norfair, one or two of the Norfair portals at the other side of Brinstar here. It would almost have to be at this point, I think. I think routing has been very good for both of our runners. There we go. Now we have our potential Crystal Flash for Batoon. Runners obviously hoping they'll find ice or speed so they don't have to worry about that. That's going to be a real big, feels bad, man, if they have to go all the way back to Crocomire. I'm still kind of hoping for that because that would just make the seed more exciting. Just imagine that, speed and ice at Crocomire. Now, Baja, I don't think they would do skips just yet because we don't have Ridley ammo yet. And charged Spazer sucks for Ridley. No majors in West Meridia. I'm calling it Upper Norfair transition here. Of course, we still haven't seen Red Tower, have we?
I don't believe so. Oh, well, we've seen it now.
And only one major. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, Red Tower is also kind of like sort of the hub area. There's a ton of transitions here, so I'm sure we'll find Norfair through one of these, one way or another.
Here you go. 3 majors here, looking pretty good. I'm almost hoping to find back of Lower Norfair here and just go to Ridley. I know it's kind of a crappy fight. PBV's got another energy tank, could fill up on missiles and supers. I think that fight's within her wheelhouse and her abilities, even with this loadout. It's not technically comfortable, but Screw Attack will help you get through the Key Hunters, no problem. It's not going to be hard navigating. And there's our Batoon access there, so safe to say Polar Bear Bunny is in full go mode right now. No asterisk.
Yeah, that beam combo, it's not terrible.
Not good.
But I'm sure she's gonna like want to grab more supers and even like missiles as she comes across them, but like, you know, it's not like low percent kind of fight or anything like that.
No, I'd pick up anything along the way. You don't have to look too hard for anything. There are a lot of easier locations. Like, let's say you get to Lower Norfair. There's a couple easy spots where you can pick up ammo. You know, Polar Bear Bunny makes it to, you know, the high jump boots location. You have a bunch of stuff you can check there. So I think ammo's not going to be a problem. And with 2 majors left in Upper Norfair, we could find a beam.
And Akaelyne finding the space jump behind the wave gate in Pink Brinstar. That's definitely a nice find. Going to provide a lot of extra mobility. I'm sure PBB is going to be sad about missing that one.
I know that's one of her favorite items, but that could be exactly what Akaelyne needs right now to catch up. The amount of movement that Space Jump provides, you can just get through areas just a whole lot faster. We have that Tourian find by Polar Bear Bunny. So that's a good one. Here we have the other side of Upper Norfair. So you can kind of get an idea now of how the seed is going to wrap up. But again, it does look like Tourian is pretty far away, so we'll have to go to Lower Norfair. We're gonna have to trek all the way back to East Meridia, which feels like going back to the very beginning of the game. So these portals, the way they link up, there is going to be quite a trek back to Dragon and then back to Tourian. So I almost wonder if should you go back and fight Dragon now, or just continue to look for Lower Norfair?
I think it kind of depends how close Dragon is right now. If you're pretty far away, you might just want to like go find Ridley now and deal with that and then go back. If you do see there's like a quick path to Dragon, then it's probably best to just bite the bullet and do it now. But yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, every single seed, like you have to make a new map in your head or a new map on your tracker and figure it out. So it's tough to find the optimal path every time.
And we got speed boosters, so this seed, pretty jet seed right here. Going to be interesting to see how Polar Bear Bunny routes this and where Akaelyne goes next. Unfortunately, Akaelyne is going right back kind of where she came from. I feel like that's going to be pretty far away from where she needs to go. Trying to think of what the top of Green Brinstar was.
This will take back the criteria. Yeah. So she'll probably go and get Varia and also high jump, which she doesn't know about yet. But yeah, she'll get those goodies, and then she'll probably kind of follow in PBB's footsteps a bit.
I don't know how I missed that. I guess I kind of just assumed that she would have gone through Gauntlet already, but most runners, depending on their experience level, are not typically comfortable with a no tank Gauntlet. So maybe Akaelyne was just waiting to have enough energy to feel comfortable doing that check. So I mean, Gauntlet, you can get killed in Gauntlet pretty fast without the Varia suit. Back and morph, so there's 2 criteria transitions we have not seen yet. If I remember correctly, right? We haven't seen Right of Ship and we haven't seen Moat.
I think the Right of Ship is what goes back to Green Bryn, right? I think one of those goes to Green Bryn. I don't know what the other one was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like there's at least one we haven't seen, but we'll see anyways. We're seeing a little bit more of Upper Norfair. What was it? So we had speed, so we have one more outstanding major. And I guess the only thing you could really say is that Polar Bear Bunny is just going to be looking for supers and then trying to finish the seed as fast as she can. Once she finds where Lower Norfair is, she has all the information she needs to know to complete the seed fairly quickly. That puts Akaelyne at a very significant disadvantage right now. Even with the movement advantage there with Space Jump, it's going to take quite a bit for her to catch up.
Ooh, PBB finding West Meridia. Looks like she's going to continue checking the portals in this area.
At this point now, I would almost say Lower Norfair would have to be one of these portals. So I feel like we've seen everything else, except for Top of Tube and Red Tower. Or
oh, there's one Lower Norfair. So yeah, I think that means you're right. I think both of the Lower Norfair entrances are here, because I think Bunny knows that, and that's why she's not going through right now on that Lower Norfair one she just found, since going the back way is quite a bit faster.
Yeah, I would say the only reason you would go to the front would be if you were not sure that you'd find that other portal here, plus you needed an item and you badly needed extra checks, which we're clearly not in that position.
Right.
We're having a hard time charging that spark for short charges can be kind of hard sometimes. Just checking transitions here. Very likely to find the other, because I don't know where else it could be. I think we have seen all the other portals, except for maybe Moat. I feel like we haven't seen Moat yet, but I feel like it's just more likely we're going to find it here, and this is probably it. Nope, Red Tower. We're about to see Moat, though. We're going to see where Moat takes us. And we might have seen it already, and I just forgot, but I don't think so. Oh my God, seriously. Let's go. So Polar Bear Bunny, I mean, if I'm her, I'm probably just going to follow that lower Norfair portal. She might be able to deduce that back of lower Norfair is right here where Akaelyne is, but I would just go, yep, she's going. There's no sense in trying to go and find another portal when you're right here. So we're going to see a nice little gravity jump here. Pause, jump at the last second, take off gravity suit. Very well executed. GG. And a lot of supers in lower Norfair here. It's kind of funny that we're going to get both of our runners in lower Norfair. And looking at the way the portals are, I don't know. I feel like that portal to lower Norfair being here really helped Akaelyne gain a ton of ground. To where pretty much the runners are equal right now, with the exception of Polar Bear Bunny has Batoon access and Akaelyne does not. Where were Ice and Speed? I think Speed Booster was in high jump boots, and Ice was what? Was Ice at Wave?
I think Ice was at Speed or Wave. I think it was one of those Bubble Mountain checks. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, both of them are like actually pretty close together.
So geographically, our runners are more or less even. Akaelyne's probably going to do more checks looking for Speed or Ice, but I'm not sure where the most convenient upper Norfair transition would be for Akaelyne. But geographically and with the amount of bosses we have down, I mean, they're even minus that Batoon access. So not even needing to rely on Space Jump to help her catch up that quick, just very good routing as far as that portal to lower Norfair being there for Akaelyne. That's cool. This is what I love about this, but she's probably really frustrated not having a beam right now. And gonna save here before Ridley. Probably not a bad idea depending on your comfort level for the Ridley fight. I'd be fine with this loadout, but you know, Ridley is easily the trolliest boss, so you know, you're going to want to only go, oh my gosh, look at this. We're like dead, almost dead synced. I love it. That's the best thing about these area randos, and just not knowing when or if you're ever going to get some kind of sync like this. So this is really cool. Still 2 outstanding items. I would be willing to bet that we're going to find, oh, we got bombs. I was going to say find a beam. At this point, bombs would be good for Akaelyne if she knows how to Crystal Flash. Don't have to worry about... I don't know, would you say the Crystal Flash clip with suits, you know, with bombs, would you say that's more or less something you'd find a lot more common now than it used to be?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember the first tournament I joined in 2017, like Sephi did that once in a race and it blew everyone's mind because no one even like thought to go for that in a race. But now it feels like, you know, everyone and their mom's learning Crystal Flash clipping.
When I was in the SM Rat tournament in 2021, I think it might have been, maybe 2020, I don't remember. That was my first experience with a rando tourney, and I actually ended up learning that trick. It might have even been Rando League. It was either SM Rat or Rando League. It just was something that I was just like, all right, I got this, because if you can't find your Batoon access, just a really handy trick to have in your pocket. And if Akaelyne knows how to do that, then this is definitely a pretty close match. She knows how to do that.
Yeah, that trick, it's a lot easier than it looks. Like, it seems very intimidating, but also big shout outs to the practice hack, because that's made learning stuff like that like so much more approachable and so much easier to get consistent. So it's awesome seeing people pulling it out. more and more frequently over the years.
Farfaloo pointing out in chat that Akaelyne does know how to do a CF clip. So maybe she'll just forego looking for speed and ice and just make her way there. Polar Bear Bunny supplementing supers with some missiles to try to end this Ridley fight. I didn't happen to see how many supers she landed. And also, it's worth noting that supers do 600 damage per super because you have double damage. Missiles are only doing 100. So they do regular damage. So I have no idea how many charge shots Polar Bear Bunny needs, and the fight is over. Polar Bear Bunny not happy with that power bomb find. Definitely looking for supers or a beam upgrade. This is, it's doable Mother Brain ammo, but it's it's really kind of crappy. I would say this would be fine ammo if you had like 6 E-tanks, but I don't know. In a race, I'm not wanting to go into a Mother Brain fight with this kind of ammo and that few tanks. Don't get me wrong, I will, but I'm not going to like it.
So I'm guessing Bunny is probably going to go to the back of Lower Norfair now, because I'm assuming she doesn't know what's there. And that's going to take her back to Criteria, which is not that far from Dragon, actually. So this is actually going to route out pretty well for her if she does go that way. I mean, if Akaelyne is comfortable with trying out that Crystal Flash clip, I mean, she can go the same way too, right? And then just go right to Dragon, hopefully get that Crystal Flash clip quickly, and then all of a sudden both runners are ready for Tourian.
Sorry, I had to step away for a moment. I didn't know if anything good happened.
No, haven't found that other major in Lower Norfair yet, and just seeing what the runners are going to do upon leaving Lower Norfair now.
It looks like Bunny's going to go and pick up those super packs that we saw Akaelyne pick up earlier. So this is going to give Akaelyne a little bit of a lead, I think, coming out of here. She won't have to do those checks. And again, geographically, our runners are matched up pretty well right now. It's just what is Akaelyne going to do about getting into Batoon? Will she hunt for Ice Beam and Speed, or will she just say, you know what? I can CF clip. Look at this, near sync again. We had near sync entering Lower Norfair. We have near sync leaving Lower Norfair. This is a really cool seed. Now, by the way, I do want to mention to everybody that with our settings, we will have a random escape. I'm not sure if we've had a random escape yet in the tournament.
I actually haven't used that setting yet, but I think what it is you can get like shot out one of the map station rooms. Is that right?
I actually have no idea. I just know that I think the timer is set at about 5 minutes, and because it's an area, your random escape is going to be random area, random map station. I'm going to say Idle Child would know better than me.
Yeah, he just mentioned in the chat you come out of a random map station for your escape sequence, which sounds pretty cool, actually. That's going to definitely kind of throw a wrench in the final part of the game and force you to do a bit more routing to finish off the seed.
I've said if I lost a race because of a random escape, I think I'd be fuming. Well, Idle, that just tells you that you should not save the animals.
Truer words have never been said, Kev.
I've done a lot of random escapes where I've gotten like a Fantoon refight. That's never fun. But here's Polar Bear Bunny back in East Meridia. And we have Akaelyne back in East Meridia. So I think Akaelyne is committing to this CF clip because she does not have any other option.
Yeah, I think Bunny is still going to have an edge here, just not having to set up or do the Crystal Flash clip, and also having that speed booster and Ice Beam. That's going to generally speed up her movement, also make her Metroid rooms really fast. Akaelyne does have Space Jump, which of course is also going to help out, but yeah, I think at this point we're going to see Bunny slowly kind of keep increasing her lead.
Yeah, and especially when you mentioned setting up for that Crystal Flash, you need to have your reserves need to be completely drained, and you need to have 50 or less energy. So Akaelyne's gonna have to be careful. I know I've tried damaging down for the CF clip, you know, and I'll take my suits off so that the Metroid damages me down faster, and then I'll just miscalculate and die. And also, Polar Bear Bunny knows where Tourian is. I'm not sure that Akaelyne does. So definitely, I think Tony mentioned that in the chat. I think for these seats, I would rather have speed than space jump, but they both do a really good job getting you through. Although you take a look at Meridia, and in Meridia, it's almost like space jump would be better. But Polar Bear Bunny really quickly gonna find this, gonna do this Batoon fight, gonna get to Dragon. Head to Tourian. This is a pretty jet seat. Kind of like this one. I would have felt happy getting this one, although I would have been very worried that my opponent was cruising.
Right.
Farflu pointing out that Akaelyne did not save here. She has a lot of chances. Has 9 chances, 9 or 10 chances here for this CF clip.
All right, looks like she's at enough health now. So now what she's going to try to do is lay a bomb here, lay a power bomb at the top of her bomb jump, and then propel herself up again with another regular bomb. And if she holds the buttons and is perfectly centered with that power bomb, she will go into the Crystal Flash. And once she's out of the Crystal Flash, she'll be slightly higher and actually be able to trigger that crumble block above her. There it is. Nicely done. I love the confidence of not saving there. I think, personally, I think if I have 20 power bombs, I feel pretty confident in not saving, but I know it is a little sketchy because if you do use up all your power bombs, it takes a while to farm them back up. You don't have that backup save.
So I missed the pivotal moment, huh? Looks like she did it.
Yep, she got it. The few power bombs to spare, so got a little close, but still a lot faster than seeking out speed or ice probably for her.
And I'm also going to have to say, unfortunately, Akaelyne will have a very, very difficult Mother Brain fight coming up. And without having Ice Beam, and without having speed, Akaelyne's going to have to take out those Zebetets.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that's going to like roughly take out like 16 of her super missiles. So really she's going to have to do probably a little less than half the fight with just that charge beam, which is like 150 shots. So it's gonna be a tough fight. She might try to seek out some more ammo or maybe another beam on her way to Tourian.
Yeah, even though it's kind of out of the way, a plasma check is not a very bad idea right now for, just hoping for a beam, because we've seen pretty much everything else. I don't know. Anyways, it is kind of brutal. I wonder if Akaelyne knows that Tourian gives you a refill on all your ammo. She's doing quite a lot of farming here.
Well, I think she just wants this for Dragon because she really doesn't have
that's right.
a good way to fight Dragon, right? No grapple for the quick kill, no speed booster to do Shine Spark, so it's really just going to be, it's kind of like a low percent fight for her right now. It'll be like pseudo screws and ammo.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do like this farming method with screw attack. It's very hypnotic. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, screw attack in space is kind of like your budget grapple beam as far as farming bugs goes.
I've heard Kip call the space jump and screw attack combination the Maverick. Super powerful. It's one of the strongest ways you can feel getting through the game. Yeah, I wonder if Akaelyne will go and get Spazer Beam. She knows where it is. And when you're talking about how long that Mother Brain fight is going to be, and this seed has been very rude as far as E-tanks are concerned. I would probably expect Akaelyne to go and get her Spazer Beam after this dragon fight.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean, it's not the best beam you could ask for, but it's certainly an upgrade over nothing.
But it's the beam she knows where it is. Still, I think both of our runners did a really good job routing this. Finding speed and ice, that was just too colossal, too big for Polar Bear Bunny. It's kind of somebody pulls off something as cool as a crystal flash clip and kind of gets them in there. You want them to be a little bit closer. But this also shows how powerful Speed Booster can be in a seed. And we'll see how powerful ice can be when we get to Tourian, just comparing our runners side by side. So I am very impressed with Akaelyne's skill level for this. Not having seen her run before, pulled off some really great tricks, showing some really good combat knowledge, taking out Dragon with no problem at all. Well done. Good fight. Do you remember where Tourian is, Sloters? Was it off of Green Bryn Star? Was it Red Tower?
It's either this middle transition in Green Bryn or it's one of the Red Tower ones. I didn't actually see it when we got the first time, but I know it was kind of around this time when PBB was between Green Bryn and Red Bryn.
Top right at 2, West Meridia exit. Okay. I'll tell you what, though, it's always nice to see 2 runners kind of get through a seed with no major errors. I didn't see anybody get hung up or very lost. Very well played by both of them. This is a seed I would have really enjoyed this one. Thought the map was very interesting. Not as much backtracking as I would have thought. I think the way that the lower Norfair portals turned out was much more convenient than I would have thought. I still want to imagine a world where Speed and Ice were at Crocodile.
Yeah, I'm sure there's many seeds like that that have played out like that in the past couple of years.
That'll be the one I get next week since I'm wishing it on my opponents.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Beamer saying Plasma and Wave were at Crocomire. You're probably right, actually. So here we go. PBB is almost at Tourian, and as I thought, we have Akaelyne is going to get her Spazer Beam. So we'll cut some shots down at Mother Brain. And you can't bomb jump up that high. This is still a tricky jump. You can double bomb jump. That was cute. Nice job. Well done. And Akaelyne has gotten her Spazer. Polar Bear Bunny is entering Tourian. Now we're also going to see, not only have we seen the difference that Speed Booster makes, but we're going to see the difference that Ice is going to make in Tourian when we compare Polar Bear Bunny's Tourian to Akaelyne's. I don't know, Baja. I'm not sure what the difficulty left sandpit is without Spring Ball, as far as what it's expecting, as far as what the game expects, but it's a little tricky. Like Kai says, it's kind of like an Alcatraz top, kind of like jump and morph situation. But also you could turn off gravity, like Idle says. And also pointing out in chat that Akaelyne, has a decent amount of ammo, but will need to take out the Zebs. As we had said earlier, she doesn't have ice or speed. Meanwhile, Polar Bear Bunny's going to be able to do a traditional Zeb skip to get to Mother Brain.
Looks like PBB not even going to bother with the baby skip. She's going to be damaging down to get drained of her health as quickly as possible from the baby. Oh, she's still... I guess she's maybe expecting to fail it, but still kind of gave it the old college try.
That first jump looked very good, though.
I like the palette she has for her enemies. That baby had a nice neon pink and purple going on.
Really cool what we can do from a video game from 1994. The changes and stuff that you can make to the ROM and still have it be playable. You can change how it looks. You can change how it plays. You can change where things are. Got to give a big shout out to all the community developers that work on the Choozo Randomizer site and everybody that's worked on a practice hack and all that. It's just incredible, the versatility and what you can do with this. What is it? Some megabytes? It's a very small file. That's all I know.
Yeah, I don't think we even mentioned it, but both the runners had custom ships. Akaelyne had the Zero Mission ship, and PBB had the objectively best one, the Kirby ship. So shout out to both of those. There's some really cool sprites too. I'm boring and I always have to use the vanilla Samus ones for all my visual cues, but there's some funny ones on there.
I'm right there with you. I'd say that the runner known for the strangest sprites would be Kaizentoon. If you remember from the Rando tournament, he's got a lot of really interesting Samus sprites. But very cool to see our runners try to change things up a little bit. But keep that vanilla music, right, Idle? This is a tournament, and gotta keep things at least a little Super Metroid. I like that. We got some. That's a nice blue color coming out of Mother Brain right there. It's actually one of my favorite colors. It's almost like a Caribbean blue. So I think it was very smart of Bunny to save right there with this E-Tank loadout and this kind of weak beam combo. Right there, just kind of banking on having, the full reserves that you get. So still has some leeway in this fight, saving those 15 supers for the catch-up phase. Catch-up phase tends to be one of the more predictable phases of Mother Brain, but also does the most damage per hit. So, I think she can take one more hit before having to redo this fight.
Yeah, I think she did maybe like 2/3 of Mother Brain's health with her ammo. Yep, that was too much. She's gonna have to restart.
So she does have that save. Doing a little bit of math right there. Polar Bunny's got a lot of time to play with, but this being a randomizer, like, she wouldn't know that. So anytime you take a death at the boss, like, I'm totally sure she's going to get through this fight. A couple tries, maybe have no problem there. But it would be very easy to be this close to the end. An hour in is kind of when a lot of us start checking the race room to see if our opponents are, oh God, are they going to finish? Especially with how jet this seed kind of feels. So we'll see. I'd say, how much lead time does she have at the moment? Quite a lot, actually. I think she could do this fight several times and still be ahead. Because Akaelyne has a very, very long Tourian ahead of her. But closing in, Akaelyne's going to have to break all the Zebs, which PBB did not have to do. Has one more E-Tank and a lot more supers. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, PBB could still fail this a couple times, I think, and still come out ahead, but not too many times. Because the other thing is Akaelyne's going to have to powerbomb 3 power bombs per Metroid room, at least. It has Tourian now. I don't know. Good race. This is much closer than I would have thought it was going to be, until we had gotten to lower Norfair. I think Akaelyne's routing and getting that crystal flash clip brought this race really, really close. This is cool. Yeah, slower escape, but it's randomized escape. So this is this is exciting, actually. I think PBB is going to get it this time, though. I'd say Akaelyne, I would agree. She did a tremendous job. Both runners did a beautiful job routing and playing this seed. And PBB is through. GG. So Akaelyne is... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm pretty proud of PBB because I know that right now she's just trying her best.
I would say so, actually. Akaelyne was being very careful on those Metroid rooms. If you get grabbed by multiple Metroids, the damage does stack. Now, you can jump with Screw Attack and not take damage while the Metroids are on you. But again, this is not going to be a free escape. We have random escape. And Floaters, I've heard that PBB does not track her areas. She just remembers them. Do you know if that's true?
Yeah, as far as I know, I think her brain is just larger than most of ours, and she can somehow store all these portals and transition info in her head. I certainly can't do that. I have a map pulled up right now, and I'm not even one of the runners.
I do the old-fashioned. I have a piece of paper next to me with all the areas, and I just mark them with a pen. I just draw a line from one portal to the other, and that's how I track. All right, so now, by the way, Mother Brain 3 is not free. Should be, but I've died to Mother Brain 3 in low ice with this few E-Tanks, so I don't think that's going to happen to PBB. She's got a really nice shot rhythm going here. Mother Brain is going to be down in a moment, and I'm kind of curious to see where this escape is going to take us. Meanwhile, we have Akaelyne is damaging down at the Metroid. We're going to see some true completion strats as we take out all the Zebatites. Was that a 4.5 minute timer? Okay, 4.5 minutes to escape. And where do things go random?
I have to assume maybe it's coming out at the last like Tourian door that would take you back into Criteria. I assume I haven't seen one of these, so I'm not entirely sure.
After Leodox?
Yeah.
So I have not done a random escape yet. I've done like animal surprise in some of the runs I've done, but I've never done random escape, so I have no idea really. So should be after this room that PBB is in right now, we're gonna see this random escape. All right, see right here, I'd be tilted right now. Like, all right, that's it, I'm done. Yeah, semi-classical animal surprise. You can go in, you can turn it on your randomizer, and you go to save the animals, and then it'll just be a random thing. Like sometimes you'll have to refight Batoon, sometimes you'll, be in a different area of the game. And here we go, breaking those Zebatites for Akaelyne right now. Polar Bear Bunny trying to navigate her way to find criteria to get on the ship and out of Zebus.
Yeah, unless I tracked this wrong, I think she should have went up the elevator, and that would have just went straight to Criteria. I could be wrong, but
I think so too. I think criteria was the top of Green Bryn. But it's being full area. There's more than one way to get there. It's just we gotta hope she makes it there in 3 minutes. At this point, I would be going vanilla in my brain. I would be so lost. And PBB has a pre-Mother Brain save. So if she cannot get out of here in 3 minutes, we will see a Mother Brain fight again. That would be seriously feels bad, man. I think she's remembering Sloters. I think you're right. I think it is through Green Bryn.
yep, she's going back the way that she came.
I don't know if she's tilted, Shiro, but I would be. Turning off screen shake. I think if you fire a super when the screen's shaking on the escape, I think it stops it. I know Beastworm taught me that in Containment Chamber. Oof. So far, Akaelyne's handling this fight pretty well. It's a really scary fight for somebody that's not experienced with a low percent category. I don't know that I would be jumping too far right at Mother Brain, but Polar Bear Bunny's got 2 minutes left to escape. Meanwhile, let's all hope Akaelyne can do this fight. Phaser Beam's hitbox is kind of being trolly right now, missing a few shots. Has some reserves. Oh, there's the catch-up and GG. There's a lot of us on the No Moonwalk team. Farfalu, both of your comms, both of your runners, and PBB has finished with an official race time GG time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 41 seconds. Absolutely well run. GG Polar Bear Bunny. And unfortunately, Akaelyne takes a death at Mother Brain, so we'll see if she'd like to continue.
Yeah, big GG's to Polar Bear Bunny and both the runners, honestly. They did a great job on that seed.
Yeah, that was a really, really cool seed. Very well handled by both runners. Looks like Akaelyne wants another shot at this mother brain fight. So you feel like one of the hardest things here is just getting through this Zebetite room without taking too much damage. You don't even realize how dangerous this room is until you don't have a method of Zeb skip.
Yeah, those SpaghettiOs can do a lot.
I mean, you think about it, and the game wants you to have, 14 E-tanks and a butt ton of ammo at this point,
Yeah. Well, while Alkaline is getting ready for the mother brain fight again, we are joined here by our winner, Polar Bear Bunny, GG's Bunny.
Hey, thanks.
GG, that was quite a seed. How do you feel about that? It seemed like it was going to be a real jet seed right off the bat.
Yeah, and those seeds are very suspicious for the reasons that you saw and see on screen. um
Yeah, where were the tanks? Where were the beams?
No idea. And I just played super badly. I haven't slept. I'm tired. But I don't know. I didn't enjoy that seed.
I mean, from our perspective, it looks like you played it pretty well. Both of you actually had different routing, but it worked out really interesting. So Akaelyne never found speed, never found ice. So that was the only area that you checked a lot of the upper Norfair stuff, and Akaelyne never got to it. She ended up crystal flashing to get to Batoon. So that was pretty cool. And y'all ended up in lower Norfair about the same time, with you entering the front of lower Norfair and Akaelyne entering the back. But it just turns out that speed and ice is just way too powerful. Akaelyne's on her second mother brain fight right now. But really, really cool routing from both of you, and definitely an exciting race to watch. The only thing Akaelyne got that you didn't is she had found space jump, but I don't quite remember where that was.
That was at Wave Gate in Big Pink.
Oh my God, Plasma Beam was at Speed Booster. So Polar Bear Bunny, if you had checked one more upper Norfair item.
I mean, you could say that about anywhere I went. Yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't sure what my logic was supposed to be to get up to Gauntlet. I guess speed? I don't remember where it was.
I think it was like Space Jump and Screw Attack, although like I said, I can't remember exactly where Akaelyne found Space Jump. I don't feel like it was in a... Yeah, I can't remember where it was.
Okay.
But poor Akaelyne had to kill all the Zebs because she didn't have a means to do Zeb skip. And I think she's through the mother brain fight. Come on, no, turn on your reserves. Turn on your reserves. Or does it not matter?
It'll be okay.
Okay,
she'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh, Space Jump was at Wave Gate. That's where it was.
Oh, so Wave was at... You were supposed to do Croc. Oh, to get the Space Jump to get to Gauntlet. Yeah.
Poor Croc.
Poor Croc. Had some nice things that he did.
Well, I got to say, when you went to Crocomire, I thought it was going to be really funny if Ice and Speed Booster were at Crocomire because of how far away it was from literally where you would need to go to get back to East Meridia. But, for your sake, I'm glad you didn't have to do that. But how about the mapping of the seed? How'd you feel about the map?
I didn't love it, if I'm honest. Well, I don't know. The whole thing about Kraid being a dead end at the end of East Meridia was gross, because
seriously,
you had to travel all the way back through again, to do Dragon, and and then I guess getting back to Red Tower was surprisingly difficult in this map. To get to Tourian and stuff, I don't know. Red Tower was all in gross places. I didn't like this map.
No, it was definitely strange. I thought it was really wild, the transitions that you had in East Meridia, because you look at East Meridia, and that is one of the, I think that's the largest distance from one portal to the next. So how far you have to go, and there's only those two portals there, kind of similar to how Rex Ship is kind of set up the same way. So yeah, that I could tell you for one, I would have been very frustrated with that mapping.
Yeah, I think it might have routed nicer if I had thought to do Dragon before Lower Norfair, but I'm not really sure about that.
That was a question we talked about, if it was worth searching out for Lower Norfair, or because you knew Tourian was going to be closer to probably where Lower Norfair was, if it would have been better to just do Dragon first. But I mean, it's a moot point. You did very well. You came out with the W.
Yeah, I'm happy to, because I did not feel like I was going to win with a lot of the mistakes I made and stuff. I don't feel
And now
like
with this race
it.
over, we get to find out who our opponents are in week 3.
Yeah, it's, sorry to make y'all wait.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Do you have any opponents that you're looking forward to hopefully racing, or any opponents that you kind of hope you don't draw in this round?
I don't want Dirksu. I don't want Kevnastics. Plenty. I want someone who's never played the game before, ever. Not even week 1 and 2. No, just kidding.
I was going to say, I hope I don't draw you. You're a very scary opponent in Area Rando.
Yeah, yeah, there's, a whole wide range of people in this tournament, and that's why it's really cool, I think. Good job, Akaelyne, knowing to just go up the elevator, not like an idiot. Well, here's my excuse. I was thinking like, oh, I can go just the same way I just went to get to Tourian, because, Tourian's at Criteria. It's not at Criteria. That's vanilla. That's my excuse.
And it's a good one.
Just, trying to give him a chance.
Is Akaelyne going to save the animals?
I hope so.
It looks like, I heard that it shoots you at another map station if you go to the animals too.
Does it really? She's the one who wanted to try this. She was like, this sounds fun. I want to do this. And I was like, fine.
I'm kind of hoping to avoid random escape, to be honest. Oh, that's a really...
Oh my gosh. Well,
that one's
that's pretty
I
funny.
guess it's not that far, actually. That's not bad.
Yeah. I actually haven't seen this one before.
I think having to do a random escape at the end of any seed would be so tilting for me, especially if the seed didn't go well and then I have to try to way to the ship. I would just be gritting my teeth.
Yeah, especially when you go 5 miles the other way.
I mean, that would have been me for sure. Absolutely.
I was so bad. I was like, oh my god, I lost because I'm stupid. Oh.
Well, so after you lost that first mother brain fight, what were you feeling? Were you feeling like, okay, that did it, I lost, or did you feel like you were ahead at any point in the seed?
I fear there was a chance that I had some cushion, but I think Akaelyne is really good for a beginner. I'm not sure how long they've been playing, but just kind of in a rough sense. So, I wasn't sure, if she had found something like Plasma to just make her mother brain fight easy. Maybe she didn't run into the same problems I did, so there were worries in my mind.
Well, we got finished. Akaelyne finishes with an official race time GG time, 17 minutes and 24 seconds. So that definitely concludes the race. I think this was a really great afternoon. I hope for an interview, and maybe she will. But what are you going to do, Polar Bear Bunny, to prepare for next week? Are you going to wait and find out who your opponent is and then start making a plan? Or are you just going to wing it? Or do you have any settings that you're looking forward to trying out?
I'm looking forward to turning back off random start and random escape and random morph. I don't know. I kind of like if I'm racing a beginner, I kind of want to let them try out the settings that they would like more so. But I don't know. I don't know if it would be better for me if I playing a really strong opponent to make a mess out of the settings. But we'll see.
That's a good point. That's kind of exactly how I approach my opponent. I'm just like, what do you want to do? I have no idea what to pick.
Yeah, 2-0 is probably gonna be a little bit stacked, but we'll see, you know.
Do we have Akaelyne in the chat? We do. Akaelyne, GG, welcome to the interview. How are you?
Fine. And GG.
GG.
This scene was really fun. I tried to save the animals, but
I didn't know that would happen. See, I love that stark contrast. She had fun. I hated every minute of this.
So Akaelyne, very cool that you did the Crystal Flash clip. As far as I know, you're kind of a newer runner, so I was very surprised to see something that was you were comfortable with. Is that something you've been practicing a lot lately?
I learned that 2 days ago with the Farfelu.
Oh.
So I'm really happy to try and I'm really happy for this seed. I'm very unlucky on the Mother Brain, but it's okay.
I don't know. I thought it was really great. I'm really impressed that you went for that Crystal Flash clip. Really, the largest difference between both of you is Polar Bear Bunny found ice and she found speed. And unfortunately, you didn't get a chance to do that. So you had to do the Crystal Flash clip. And then PBB was able to just get, further and further ahead because of just having those two items. Helped out a lot in Tourian, helped out a lot at Batoon. So, but you were both in Tourian at the same time. It was a really exciting race to watch. I hope I'm glad you had fun. I thought it was absolutely awesome. So, this is if this is your first tournament, welcome to the tournament seed, and really, really cool to watch you run today.
Just a question, where was Speed? I never see on the end.
Speed was at the Hydra Boot missiles.
Oh, I found Norfair after died Dragon. My go mode was Tourian.
Oh, just finding it? That's interesting. I guess my go mode was ice or speed. I honestly wasn't even thinking about that throughout the seed. I was just focused on trying to find ammo so that I wouldn't die to Mother Brain, and then I did.
Oh, yeah, Mother Brain with 4 items is really difficult, and Super Metroid is not my main, so I'm really happy. This seed is is really cool for training, and I love entrance, so it's good. I'm really happy for my time.
Yeah, you did an excellent job. But Mother Brain fight is not easy, so yeah, it's not easy for me. So I don't know what to say. This is supposed to be easy difficulty, and it wasn't. But that's the thing, yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy to have you in the Super Metroid community, Akaelyne. I think you are going to be even more amazing as time goes by.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, do either of you have anything else that you'd like to say before we close the show?
No, thank you both for commentating and just for tracking. Really appreciate you all signing up.
Yeah, thank you for commentating.
Absolutely. Well, with that, everybody, make sure you follow our runners, follow Akaelyne, follow Polar Bear Bunny. They both put on a tremendous display today, and if you'd like, you could also follow Kev Nastics, that's me, and Sloters27. Sloters, I'm really glad I got a chance to do some comms with you for a match. You're one of my favorite runners, and it was absolutely an honor to be here with you today. With that, anything else you have to say before we take off?
No, I'll just say GG to the runners again, and Cav, it was a pleasure to get to finally do one of these with you. Make sure you guys check out the challenge. I think we'll see the matchups for the next round pretty soon, so we'll see what kind of matchups we have going into round 3. But thank you all for watching today, and I guess we'll just see you next mission.
Awesome. See you next mission, everybody.